interrupt this transmission to bring you the following live broadcast.
How's everyone doing tonight? Woo! It's Wednesday. It's 6 o'clock somewhere. With Karina ready in her chair. And almost 10 whole people watching from home. Are you ready? I said, are you ready? It's time for the ThinkSoJoE Show!
Welcome to the ThinkSoJoE Show.
Hi.
Now available at ThinkSoJoShow.com.
Oh shit, it's like we're official.
Yeah.
Hey, that Twitter handle about that.
Is that your old one again?
No, I just turned all my notifications off. If you tweet me, it's just gonna be a wasted twat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Apparently we got a new follower on Twitch and it didn't pop up here, so hi, new follower.
Hi, new follower.
Yeah, anyway.
I just kicked your controller again.
That's why I can't have nice things. I don't have enough room for nice things.
You shouldn't put nice things right under where my feet go.
There's nowhere else to put it. There is no room. Then that's going to go where my feet go.
That's better than my feet. I'd rather you break your shit than me.
I'm just trying to check this website and see if this live video is playing on this website now. Let's see what's going on.
Yeah.
We're on ThinkSoJoShow.com.
Don't go to ThinkSoJoE.com.
No, please do go to ThinkSoJoE.com.
Is that your digital media?
No, that's my hub.
Oh.
There we go. See, we're on ThinkSoJoShow.com, and if I hit play.
Laura, I didn't kick his Xbox. It's just the controllers. Oh, look at that echo.
It's doing something. I don't know what it's doing.
That's today's video.
That is today's video.
Semi-live.
I can't, it doesn't want to work well on my phone, but ThinkSoJoShow.com. You can watch there. But then you don't get the chat.
Yeah, the chat's half the fun.
Not that I'm paying any attention. She already broke both of my Xbox 360 controllers. I haven't been able to play it in a year.
I'm sorry.
In here, and I hear something crash. The next thing I know, there's an Xbox controller coming out of the mop bucket.
Oh, I remember that. I did feel bad, but the house was clean.
Let's talk about some news.
Let's talk about some news.
First of all,
what do you want to talk about?
First of all, let's go back to... Stop it.
You can't tell me how to live my life.
Let's go back to last week, and let's talk about... You remember last week I went on a huge rant about Tim Hortons and...
Yes.
The Tim Hortons in West Seneca or Grand Island, one of the two, or both of them, I don't know, had... Because of government handouts, right?
Yes.
And then it was revealed that they had taken what's called a PPP loan from the government. Well, guess who else did that? Riverworks. Yeah, fucking Riverworks. All right. We've got tickets to some shows at Riverworks. We're still going to go. But when I go for, Music is Art, I'm not fucking buying shit at Riverworks.
Yeah.
Through Riverworks. Fuck that. You want to complain that nobody wants to work because of government handouts, but you took a fucking government handout? You can't use that government handout to pay people more?
Yeah.
The fuck? The fuck out of here. All right? Speaking of hypocrites.
So you guys know how I like Nirvana?
So this kid...
This fucking guy.
He's got to be my... Well, no, I guess he wouldn't be my age. He'd be 10 years younger than me, maybe. He'd be 30-something.
Yeah.
Right? This fucking kid...
He's not a kid. He's a
not
grown
a kid
ass.
Well, he
should be sensible man.
He was a kid on the album cover for Nirvana's Nevermind, right?
Right.
So this dude, all right, if you sat silently for 30 fucking years and didn't say anything and then came out and said, no, I really don't like this. I'm really not comfortable with this. I'm going to sue.
Yeah.
Okay. But this dude has done interviews with major media outlets.
Yeah.
He's recreated the photo for major media outlets. He's got the fucking album title tattooed across his chest.
Yeah.
He goes to conventions and signs copies of the album and gets his picture taken with people for money.
Okay.
Boo-hoo. They used my image 30 years ago. And now he's trying to say, oh, it should be considered child pornography. Okay, let me stop you right there because I know what you want to say. But before I do that, so what happens if this dude wins this lawsuit? There's 30 million of us that now own child pornography and can all get arrested because this dude decided, I don't like this picture from 30 years ago.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it would, if it was a valid argument on any level, it would change the precedent for what is treated as child porn and porn in general, because the child's not being sexualized in the picture. He's just swimming, reaching for $1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a shot at capitalism, if anything, if nothing else.
Right.
That's how I looked at it. I don't know. But I mean, dude, if you felt this way, you turned 18 at least, 12 fucking years ago.
Right.
Right? At least. You couldn't have said something then? No, you wanted to go out, you wanted to make your fucking name off this and use this as your 15
What
fucking
is
minutes
his
of fame.
name?
It's Spencer or some shit like that. I don't know.
Yeah, like,
Who cares what his name is?
he didn't really make a name for himself because we don't know his name.
The only reason you even know who he is because he went on fucking TV and said, "Yeah, I was in the Nirvana cover." What the fuck? Laura says, "I didn't know about his tattoo. Having a tattoo of something you hate is dumb." Obviously, I never turned the air conditioner off. Let me do that.
This is like the second or third time you've
Second
done
week
that.
in a row I've done that. Anyway, but seriously though, you want to. You've been exploiting this yourself your entire adult life, and now all of a sudden, I'm traumatized by this.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
It
Fuck
does
outta
kind
here.
of smell like bullshit. Nick
No,
says to leave on the AC. It's too hot. It is too hot everywhere but here. It's good in here.
And my fan is back in the booth now, so I can't because it was too hot in there. I'm trying to work. It's like, no, I can't sit in here too long.
Laura's going to get a ThinkSoJoE tattoo because it's dumb to get tattoos of things that you hate.
Right. Anyway, well, so this guy wants to say now that this is child pornography and which of course now 30 fucking million people own this record.
Right.
Own this album cover. What fucking judge in their right mind, after 30 fucking years of this album being commercially available for sale,
Yeah.
and at least 12, 15, 20 years of this guy milking the shit out of the fact that he is the fucking kid from the Nevermind cover, right?
Yeah.
Like, what judge is going to be like, oh yeah, you're right. This should be marked as child porn, and you should be compensated whatever the fuck he's suing for. It's like something like it's a couple $1 million or something he wants. I don't know. Let me look this up here because I want to get these facts straight. Sexual exploitation is what he's saying. Spencer Eldon is his name.
Laura wants to know how many people would still own the album from 1991, but there have been reprints.
Also, let's talk about the fact that this album cover has been parodied by The Simpsons on a Rolling Stone cover.
Right.
As well as Weird Al Yankovic on the Off the Deep End cover. Like, come on, dude, shut the fuck up. I don't see like the actual article here, but in the Twitter trends, and I'm not gonna go keep scrolling. But seriously, like,
yeah,
really, he took a picture as an adult copying the cover of Nevermind. He did.
Yes.
Leland had commented on my post that I shared earlier of that article, and he said in a 2016 interview, he was doing a reshoot of the photo and wanted to do it naked, but the photographer told him no.
Oh.
So it's like, you didn't feel exploited then.
Right.
Yeah. I know it was blurry. Anyway. Anyway.
Yeah.
Speaking of porn.
What?
So OnlyFans.
Oh. I'm like, where on earth is he going with this?
Well, we're talking news, so let's keep going. So
what's going on with OnlyFans?
So OnlyFans, within the past week, announced that they were banning explicit sexual content.
Okay.
Now everybody got all up in arms about this. Now what they said was explicit sexual content, like intercourse and but like they were still going to allow nudity on the site. But people got mad anyway. But
they don't want restrictions. They want their shit.
They don't want the restriction. Apparently, it had something to do with like the credit card companies were like, no, we're not.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's a like.
Well, obviously there was a huge backlash. And a bunch of incels like, well, now they got to get a real job. Which I'll talk about in a second. But OnlyFans has now backtracked. They were going this was going to go into effect October 1st. They have backtracked. They said we're suspending this edict because we want to allow all of our creators to freely express themselves.
Okay.
So it took less than a week.
That's really funny. So no changes to OnlyFans, huh?
No changes to OnlyFans.
Okay.
Mine is still up. No, okay.
Yeah.
Mark's wondering. Anyway.
Yep.
I don't make enough on OnlyFans. That's why I need this merch store.
Right.
Go buy merch.
I have an OnlyFans, but it's me cleaning your beard hair out of the drain.
Anyway.
That's all. I'm sorry.
but yeah, so OnlyFans makes this announcement, and now you got all these idiots like, well, now all these women have to get real jobs. Like, just because
what makes a job real or not real?
Just because they're making more money with their phone at home than you're making doing manual labor for somebody else somewhere you have to travel to.
Yeah.
Does not mean it's any less of a real job than whatever the fuck you do.
That's like saying what you have isn't a real job.
And
you
as somebody who's been told that I don't have a real job because I don't leave the house and I don't work for somebody else.
Yeah.
I make more fucking money than you, dude. Shut the fuck up.
I mean,
it's
not only a real job if you're working for somebody else. Like, what about does it not count that your bosses have real jobs because they're the bosses? Like, I don't know.
If you're making money, that's not a real. They're making more money. Yeah, sometimes sex work is manual labor. Kevin,
that makes sense,
correct.
Kevin.
But seriously though, you want to tell me that they're making more money than half of these people that are saying, well, now they got to get real jobs.
Right.
Well, what the fuck? And first, they can find other platforms. There are other platforms out there that do similar style of distribution as OnlyFans, right? So but it would have. Laura said, I think 95% of OnlyFans content, and she's probably right. It would have probably killed. It would be a 1099. You would have to fill out. Mark asked if it would be a 1099 instead of you would definitely 1099. You'd
be considered like freelance.
Exactly. So seriously though, if you're making money, how is it not a real job?
Right. I mean,
I don't.
There's the tax point. As long as you're paying taxes on the money you're making,
sure,
no one can say it's not a real job. If you're like, I don't know, a drug dealer or a sex worker off the books or something, I guess it's arguable that it's not a real job because you're not paying taxes on it. So it's not like you're contributing to society with your income like the rest of us, or the law-abiding, tax-paying citizens.
Shannon says a 1099 NEC now. She knows her tax law.
It's been a while since I've had to file taxes. This year I have to, though.
Shannon's watching on Twitch. She knows her tax law. That's for sure.
Is that what she does?
That's what she does.
Oh, shit.
So there you go. That's the answer. Anyway,
that's great to know.
But seriously, get a real job. Okay, you're just jealous because they're making more than you.
Yeah.
Which is exactly how I feel about anybody who says I don't have a real job because I don't have to leave the house. Because I work for myself. I get to pick and choose when I work and what I do.
It's not like you don't put in your time, effort, money, investments in every aspect of your life. The fact that you don't leave somewhere to go to work means that you're always at work. How is that any less of a job than anybody's 9 to 5? You were home for part of the weekend. You saw how late I was working because I had so much work to do. It's not like I'm not putting in effort to do stuff. I'm always even when I'm not working, I'm working.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like money still goes back into the economy when rent is paid, groceries, bills, etc. So it's still a real job regardless of taxes, says Kevin. He's got a point there. But yeah, I put in my work just because I don't work a full 8 hours every night.
But there's nights when you're working super long hours too.
But I mean, let's be honest. I wasn't working a full 8 hours when I was working a full 8 hours.
When you were working at the hotel.
If they paid me for just the work I actually did, I would have been broker than I was. I was literally basically paid to be there, as opposed to here. If I'm not working, I'm not getting paid.
Yeah.
And I think that's more of a real job than any fucking,
true.
Than my last job.
Right, where you just showed up and were present. You didn't have to necessarily do much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
and I feel that way about some of my coworkers as well.
But like the way my job is now, if I don't work, I don't get paid. Just like OnlyFans. If you're not posting content, you're not getting paid. I mean, in a less direct way, I guess, because like you get subscribers and they pay monthly and you don't have to post shit and you still get that money, I guess. But
I don't know how OnlyFans works. I'm wondering why you do. No, I really don't care.
I just know these things.
Oh, because you Googled it, obviously.
It's like Patreon. We were on Patreon for a little while.
We were for a minute, yeah. We didn't get any.
We didn't get any subscribers. Oh. We were gonna do. It was before we started going live with the shows every week on YouTube and Twitch and all that. Yep. And we.
God, that seems like it was so long ago.
It was over a year ago. It was over almost 2 years ago. Jeez.
Jesus.
Yeah. Because we did the first episode of this in Christmas 2019.
That's right.
The first live episode, and we were just shooting the videos to put on Patreon and sell them.
Yeah.
What about the time you worked in a store and you only told people to go? That was a hotel. My literal job was to tell people to go away.
Go stay at the hotel down the road.
Basically, yes. That was exactly there was no power.
Right. What are they going to do?
There was no power, no heat. I'm the only staff.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Yeah, you guys want to go to this hotel. Sorry, guys. See you later. It was basically security at an abandoned building. My job by the end of that was to pull up the couch, go to sleep, get 8 hours of sleep, and get paid for it.
That would be considered a real job to some of these people who think that what you do now isn't real.
If that is more of a real job than what I do now, then something's wrong here, right? Yeah. I mean, but that is for absolute. It's absolutely 100% true that I did work where my only active duty was to tell people to go away, basically.
Nick Landers says that Jess is going to get to come on the 4th.
Excellent.
That is great.
Excellent.
I'm so excited to see her.
If you didn't know, September 4th, we're doing Muller Mania at Tudor Lounge. That's hosted by me. We're going to have Poison and Prose, Inherent Vice, XM Priory, and Tokyo Monsters.
Great lineup.
All paying tribute to our dear friend, Mr. Brian Muller. Yeah. Look up at him every time I think about him there. He's right up on my wall.
He's always everywhere.
I was talking to Nick earlier, and we were talking about The Offspring, Self-Esteem. Mm-hmm. And I said, I didn't realize that on their most recent album, which came out in April, they have a remake of that song. Like a piano version of it. Oh. And I didn't know until they just released a lyric video for it. Oh. And I shared that. I saw it in my email of all places. And I'm sitting there and like that song was like made me emotional to begin with. Because like the first time I saw The Offspring was Gone Away. What did I say? Self-esteem? I don't know what I said. Gone Away. I don't know
what you said.
Whatever I said, I was wrong. So Gone Away. Offspring, Gone Away. And the first time I saw The Offspring, I was like a couple of weeks before my grandfather passed.
Right.
So, and the day he died, I was coming home from this place I used to hang out with Ian Cap on Grand Island.
Wow.
And I realized I had lost the number of the girl I met at the show. And then my grandfather passed away like later that night. And so the next time I saw The Offspring, like, it took everything I had to not like break down.
Yeah.
And then for that new version to come out, and I'm sitting here in the studio watching this lyric video, and there's a raven like somewhere in the video, and I'm sitting here. I got a picture of my grandfather right up there, and a picture of Brian right up there, and it's like, man, this is not easy to sit through right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's gonna be a great show.
Yeah, there's also going to be
Basket raffle.
basket raffle. There will be some what do we got? There will be some vendors.
Mm-hmm.
There will be pins and patches separately for sale.
I got to
All
look
the
at the
proceeds.
patches. They look great.
Yeah. All the proceeds will go in Brian's memory to charities that he cared about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Still finalizing some details, and I still got to figure out what I'm doing for hosting. So
You'll figure it out.
I will.
Yeah.
We got some ideas rolling around up here, but anyway. Yeah, but that's September 4th, Tudor Lounge. Come on out and hang out.
What time does that start?
7 o'clock.
Okay. I guess I'll go.
Yeah.
I've already started making cookies for the event.
Yes, you have.
I mean, they're not just for the event. They're also for Brandos and for my friends, and for me, and for you. Even though I ate your cookie the other day, I'm not sorry. It was delightful.
I lost my train of thought. We went to see Rancid in the Dropkick Murphys. We're wearing the T-shirts. Anyway, we went and saw Rancid in the Dropkick Murphys over the weekend, and
it was awesome.
I wore my Living Brain Dead wristband, and I've been wearing that to like all these shows, just as like a tribute to Brian. And it was like, this is my way of, this is my way of, bringing Brian in spirit, because he never got to see Rancid when he was alive. So I took this picture, and then just like, it's got like almost 100 likes now on Facebook,
That's
if you
nice.
can believe that. And, we got to see like so many of our friends, and
It was nice, except for that, like, we saw them because we had a really good spot for people watching and for show watching. But there was, like, a row of people in between us and, like, the pathway that people were taking. So when I saw Meredith, I literally had to jump over a dude. And then I was like, I turned around. I'm like, oh, dude, like, sorry. Like, it's Meredith. But, yeah, we saw quite a few people, talked to most of them.
I'm getting, like, texts like, dude, are you at the Rancid show? I'm like,
yeah.
yeah, man. If you're looking away from the stage, I'm to the right of the soundboard. I get this text back, motherfucker, I'm towards the left of the soundboard. I'll be right over.
Yeah, and my high school best friend Sarah was there, and she got to hang. She was in the VIP area, and this is actually pretty cool. So she was in the VIP area, and she came down, and she was like, I'm going to go to the bathroom, get some beers, and I'll be back. And I was like, oh, I'll walk with you because, like, I want a beer too, But she went to the VIP section, so I had to wait outside. And there was security, and security was really nice. It was Art Park staff. It wasn't actually security. Mm-hmm. I'm sure the security was wonderful too. But she gave me a wristband because she realized that, my friend was the nice girl with the mohawk. And that I was pretty harmless and, friendly and just there to use the toilet. So I got a wristband. I got VIP'd, yo.
Yeah, lucky you.
Yeah.
I stood around with your cousin and Death Weasel.
Yeah, not so bad, huh?
No, not really. It's funny because, like, I've told that story a million times of how I met Death Weasel and then never saw him again.
Yep.
After that one night, and then just met him again at a show.
Back into your life.
Turns out he's friends with your cousin. He's friends with I guess Over and Out and On the Cinder.
Rob.
Not On the Cinder. City Powered Radio.
Right.
And so like, and we went to the show with him, and it's like, man, this is almost surreal.
Right.
Like,
and also, like, getting to spend that kind of time with my cousin because, excuse me, like, growing up, my family was really close, like, the extended cousins and whatnot. But as we grew up and, like, the older generation kind of died off, like, the cousins drifted apart a little bit. And it's really cool because now I have a cousin, he's like a second or third cousin. I don't really know exactly. But it's just so cool to have a cousin around your age that has the same interests as you, that you can just be like, I don't know who to go to this with. I don't know who to do. I'll call my cousin. You know, and we had a great time.
Like, I was hanging out with him a couple of weeks ago at
When I couldn't
at the
go.
Over and Out
Yeah.
show with the Dreadnecks. So I was hanging out with him, and I was talking to Death Weasel, and I was just like, this is so surreal that I'm hanging out with this dude, and we're talking, and we like all the same shit. But we never talked after that one day he crashed at my house.
Yeah.
Kevin says you didn't even have to give a free OnlyFans subscription to get your wristband from security there.
You don't know that for sure.
We don't know that. Anyway. But yeah, yeah, it was a great show.
It was. The Bronx opened.
So I have a problem.
You have a problem. You guys, Joe has a problem. What's your problem?
My problem is bands that come to Western New York and go, "What's up, New York?"
Yes, I understand.
Especially, like, your band name is a specific part of New York City.
Yeah.
And you just come here, you don't even have the decency to try and generalize the area by saying Buffalo.
Right.
Which, let's be honest, this shirt says Buffalo.
What does mine say?
Yours says... Where is it? Lewiston. Yours says Lewiston.
Okay. I feel like if they said, "What's up, Lewiston?" everyone would be like, yeah, we're in Lewiston.
I don't know, but I mean, like, I could deal with "What's up, Buffalo," and even in like Darien Lake, I could deal with "What's up, Buffalo."
Definitely.
You know what I mean? But like, you are called the Bronx.
Yeah, it's like going...
Your fucking name is a specific area of New York City. You obviously know that we are not, that nobody in New York represents New York because of the fucking state, okay?
Right.
Like, anyway, but they were good.
I
don't want to take away from them.
They didn't suck. I had higher hopes for the opener, but...
It took me out of it a little bit because of that, you know what I mean? And, like... Kevin was heartbroken when Danzig kept saying "Thank you, Buffalo" at Rapids.
No, that's Niagara Falls. That's two different things. You know, if you're gonna get it confused, say like Western New York. I know it's a mouthful, but fucking,
I could deal with
where you are.
I could deal with generalizing the specific area and saying, "But I could deal with that." I can't deal with New York when you clearly understand that New York is more than just the state.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, like I can't. But that just took me out of it, and shit like that takes me out of shit all the time. Like
I know.
Like, we're from Boston.
Yeah.
We're from Boston.
Yeah.
Anyway,
this is not the shirt I meant to buy.
It is not.
No complaints. I also have that shirt in my size. Yeah, but then Rancid played and I cried. But I was really glad that Sarah was there with us.
Would it be worse if they said America? I guess, where are they from?
Right.
Are they from somewhere else in America and they're
That's
just
true.
touring the whole country like, "What's up, America?"
America.
As opposed to, like, if it was like the Beatles
True.
and, they're, "What's going on, America? It's good to see you. It's good to be here in the United States." Yeah, like, that it makes a difference.
You sound less like a Beatle and more like a Warner brother. Which one is it? Wacko?
Probably.
Yeah. That's more what you sounded like. Yeah. And then, like, Rancid was amazing. The spotlight operators were sloppy. It almost took me out of it. But, in the presence of legends like that, I couldn't quite be taken out of the moment.
I'm standing with my that was Arnold McCartney. I'm standing with former living brain dead drummer Ghetto Steve, and I'm like, dude, the last time either of us saw Rancid, Lars had that hair on his head instead of Tim having it on his face.
Right.
Had a touch of Ringo, but lost it fast, says Nick Landers. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not good with accents. That's why I don't offer accents as a service.
That's probably for the best. But then the Dropkick Murphys came on, and I'm not going to lie, I wasn't as excited as I was to see Rancid. But the production value was over the top, beautiful, no sloppy spotlights, no sloppy lighting at all. Like, they started playing, and I, like, lost my shit over the production value, the lights, you know. And, I mean, I'm sure if Rancid had played when it was dark out, they would have looked a lot cooler with, if nothing else, just spotlights.
I mean, I gotta give them credit. I did really enjoy the production value.
Yeah.
I'm just standing there like, when did I stop liking Celtic punk? Like, you know, I used to think this was like the coolest thing. Like, ooh, they're playing bagpipes and shit. Like that's so cool.
It was very cool.
Now that I'm older, I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. Like, your songs are good, guys, but like,
I don't know.
you know,
I would have liked to see all that production value for Rancid over Dropkick Murphys, because I feel like Rancid deserves it more. They're better.
how come you always yell at me to play a song when she's the one still talking?
Button. Hit the fucking button. I'm done.
You're the ones. Well, anyway, we got Jaynie Crash of the Tall Man.
Yes, they just released their new album last week, and we're super excited. We're having them in October 29th. I keep getting confused because we have the 29th and the 30th. Thank you, Laura. I can do no wrong. I knew that already. So Jaynie Crash is going to be on that bill, along with Magic Tones, Yellow Sauce, Carrie Faye, Anxious Kids Make Good People. We haven't started the promotion yet. We really should do that.
I've got that all written down somewhere over
Do
here.
you really?
Yeah, you gave it to me to make a flyer, and I never got around
And you
to
never
it.
did it. That's a shopping list.
Garbage bags, butter, Pepsi, powdered sugar. No, that's not.
We don't need those things anymore.
We'll talk about that when we come back too.
Fuck. Yeah. So Danielle, the singer, she's out of town right now. This is just heartbreaking. She lost her brother last week, and I honestly cannot think of anything worse than losing a sibling. You know, any family is horrible, but you know, our hearts go out to Danielle and the rest of her family. We're thinking of you. We're loving you. We're missing you. And we will see you in October to catch up on hugs.
This is Jaynie Crash on the Tall Man. This song is called Dead End Path on All WNY Think So Joe Show.
Caught in the middle of the light and dark. The sun on the horizon is just a little spark. It's starting to feel like the walls are closing in. Like I can only go so far on this road I've been. I used to live the good life, but I've been going down. I burned every bridge I've had, not to get run down. The devil on my shoulder throws the angel to the ground. Feels like I'm on a dead end path if I don't get turned around.
That was Jaynie, Crash, and the Tall Men. All WNY Think So Joe.
Yeah, we're looking forward to an excuse to hang out with them.
For sure. We've
this
been looking for an
Halloween
excuse to hang out with them for a couple of years
now, right? I'll have to make some gluten-free cookies for the occasion.
In the Facebook chat, Nick says he's more of a flogging Molly fan than a Dropkick Murphys fan. We're going to see them.
We're going to see them too.
A few weeks from now.
Was it last year? Well, the year before pandemic.
We saw them with Social Distortion, yeah.
That was a great show. But I'm looking forward to seeing them again. Now that, like, in closer proximity to Dropkick Murphys, so I can compare them.
And also, we're seeing them with, like, Violent Femmes and Me First and the Gimme Gimmes.
That's going to be an amazing show.
I do have a programming note, by the way. Speaking of shows we're going to, we're not going to be here in 2 weeks. Maybe we'll do on Tuesday, maybe.
We could do that, or we could pre-record.
We'll figure it out. We'll let you know We'll let you know on next week's show.
Yeah.
But we are not going to be here September 8th.
Where will we be?
We will be at the aforementioned Riverworks, who took government handouts to only complain about government handouts.
Right.
But we're going to see Bayside and the Bomb Pops and Hawthorne Heights. And
I am going for that one song by Hawthorne Heights, and that is really all that I know out of the entire lineup.
I'm going for the Bomb Pops. Because
I think they're going to be really fun, but I don't know their music.
I really like the Bomb Pops, and Brian really liked the Bomb Pops, and
Right.
Would have been really pleased to see that since Polly from the Bomb Pops can't play right now.
Right.
That Remington is filling in for her, and she played the role of Purple when we saw Masked Intruder filling in for the incarcerated Yellow.
Of course.
So,
If people didn't know what you were talking about, most of them don't. Brian knows.
Our audience knows about music. They know who Masked Intruder are, I think.
I hope so.
I don't know. If you don't, there's 4 albums you need to go out and buy right now.
Truth.
Especially that first one.
Speaking of shows,
Yes.
this is the time when I usually share some local upcoming events.
Yes.
I'm going to do it.
Okay.
Okay, so tomorrow, Pharaoh is playing at Larkin Square at 5 p.m. This is free. It is a family-friendly event. That's cool. Also, tomorrow, Tim Britt live at Diamond Hawk. I'm not sure where Diamond Hawk is. I think it's like a country club or something. That's from 6 to 9. Also tomorrow at 7:30 at Tudor is the August Alliance Open Mic. That's going to be hosted by our friend Devin Mullen. It is a grown-up list. I really appreciate you noticing that, Laura. We also, on Thursday, there is, and this is just fun to say, Skulking Ghost, Tortoise Forest, and Sonic Wranglers at Nietzsche's at 8 p.m. I'm sorry I didn't get prices for all of these. It's actually really hard to find. Like, Facebook changed their event profile.
They changed a lot of shit about their events, yeah.
You kind of have to do some searching, and the searching I did just didn't lead to a lot of prices. But that Larkin Square Pharaoh show, that's free. That's cool. Friday, Lone Star Sailing, Real Movement, Makeout Tactics, and our friends Days Ago at Milky's at 9 p.m. That one is $7, I can tell you that. Also Friday, Nietzsche's birthday party, cleverly enough, at Nietzsche's. 9 p.m., $5. Also Friday, the Humble Braggers with Grace Greenan at Jackrabbit at 10 o'clock. I like how these are like staggered a little bit, so you can like catch a little bit of more than one show. That's kind of cool. We didn't get to go to Jackrabbit yet, but we walked past it and it looked pretty cool. We on the way to Jim's Stakeout.
Yes.
It looked cool. We're gonna have to check it out. If you guys have checked it out, let us know what you think.
I didn't want Jim's. I wanted ETS, but they were closed.
ETS was closed, so we had Jim's. So Saturday, Tim the Truth in Niagara Falls at the Evening Star, 6 p.m. It's $10 ahead of time.
I'm interacting with the chat. You continue.
$12 at the door. So besides Tim the Truth, there's going to be T-Booze, Mark Lee, Allie Burns, and our homegirl Eleni DeGeorge. Also, Saturday, Wolf Tickets, Zquint. Zquint?
I would imagine Zquint.
Zquint. Dead Orchids at Mohawk Place at 8 p.m., and that's $7.
That's when?
Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't sound too bad.
No.
Also Saturday in Lewiston, at 8 p.m., the J Sharp Tet at the Jazz in Lewiston. I don't know where that is, but if you're into jazz, you might want to find out. Then Wednesday, a week from today, obviously, CB's, Anxious Kids Make Good People, Kurt Buffalo at Nietzsche's at 8:30, and that's $5. And that's all I've got for you right now. You're welcome.
I might go to that show on Saturday.
Yeah, I wish that I could. I have to.
I'm
make
fucking with the
pizza.
chat because I grabbed this water bottle.
Yeah,
of
he's
the
not.
Pepsi.
He's not drinking Pepsi as much.
Yeah, so we ordered like a big one of the big cases of bottled water.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I need to start drinking more water.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if
your
I
blood-
have bottled water that I could just grab out of the fridge, it'll fit in my, it'll fit in my cup holder in my booth. I can use that. I can drink that while I'm working.
Right.
And I ordered six packs of Pepsi, like we often do, because they're always like 3 for $8 at Wegmans.
Or like buy two get so many free or whatever.
So we order six packs of Pepsi and a big case of water, and what they deliver is the big case of water,
Yes.
1 6-pack of Pepsi.
Yes.
You caught the guy before he
I
left.
caught him. I
You're like,
did.
dude, where's the rest? He's like, what are you talking about? Like, there's supposed to
There's
be
a
6. There's
six-pack.
only 1. And he's and this is the second time now that this has happened. So I'm just like, fuck.
Different drivers, different shoppers.
And we were almost out of Pepsi as it was. So we were down to, I think, like 4 today or 3 or something.
That's
And-
preposterous for this household.
And I'm just like, you're like, I need stuff. And I'm like,
I needed lady things. You can say it.
I ain't leaving this fucking house right now because it's supposed to be like
87
super
degrees
fucking
or something.
like it was supposed to be like feels like 100 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, no, fuck that. I hate humidity. I'm not going anywhere. I
So
will.
Yeah.
I need cat food. I need Pepsi.
And
Let's
I
just
need tampons.
Order shit. Let's just Instacart shit again. And like I made sure to like send a chat to the shopper like
Yeah.
6 packs. It's 36 bottles, okay? Like please make sure you get this right because we've had twice in the past month.
Yeah.
Somebody
At
fucked
least
that
it
up.
wasn't hard to get like refunded for what we didn't
No,
get.
I mean Instacart's
you know.
customer support is fucking great.
Yeah, good thing. Good thing.
Like even if like they'll just instantly refund you if you tell them you have a problem, but I'm always like, look guys, I want to pay for what I got, so I don't want to refund for all six packs.
Right.
Just the 5 I didn't get,
Right.
and also partly for this, they have a heavy lifting
fee. Yeah.
So I'm like, just at least refund me for those things, and we're good. I still want to pay for what I bought, what I
Yeah.
actually got. But we got that taken care of. We got
We
our
have Pepsi now.
Yeah.
We have Pepsi and water. And
This is my first Pepsi today.
yeah. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling all right.
Not dragging ass?
No.
Good.
I was actually feeling really good. I was in the booth earlier. I was drinking water, and I ate cereal before I got in the booth too. So I'm like, this is gonna sound like shit.
Yeah.
And then I'm in the booth and I'm drinking water and everything sounds great. I'm like, I feel good. My nose isn't like plugged up. Like,
That's cool.
yeah, like I feel a lot better
Do you think
already.
it's because of the Pepsi?
I don't know.
Do you think you're allergic to Pepsi and your nose is sniffly because you have Pepsi?
No.
Wouldn't that be something though?
Anyway, we stock up. It's not like I'm thinking of drinking 36 bottles a week. Anyway,
What's bad feminism, Joe?
what's bad feminism?
What's bad feminism?
Me not going to the store to get your feminine products there?
I don't blame him. I would have made me bleed into fucking paper towels.
It wasn't that I wouldn't go do it. It's that it was fucking hot out.
I mean, why do you think I didn't want to go?
Right now it's 67 degrees with an air quality index of 51, which is like not super high, not that's actually pretty bad, right? 51 air quality index.
I honestly
that means
have no fucking clue. I
like the lower the number, the worse it is. I think.
don't know.
I don't know. Let me find out here. Let's air quality index. Tells you how clean or polluted the outdoor air is. And,
Is it clean or polluted? Does it tell us how clean it is or how polluted it is?
I'm trying to find out. Let me see. If I look it up on Wikipedia or something.
Yeah, maybe not the government page. Hey, if you're having fun, visit merch.thinksojoe.com.
Oh, as it gets higher, public health risks increase.
Oh, okay.
But it's at 51 right
51
now.
is like,
It's like, yeah.
you're kind of fucked.
I just. Oh.
Hi, Brooke.
Yeah, I'm sure. Just talking about a certain family
Yes.
member.
I see this.
Yeah.
I see this. A certain family member's Pepsi addiction.
So that's part of the reason I'm trying to cut back. Also, I'm trying to lose like 40 pounds. So
Water will help.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yes.
so
Working in a kitchen helped me.
I'm sure.
Yeah, because A, it's hot and sweaty in there. And B, I'm looking at all this delicious food all day. And then when I sit down to actually eat it, I'm like, what? It looks disgusting. Like cheese, when it is not melty anymore, like, you guys know, like old cold pizza, only like everything is covered in cheese and grease and cold by the time you get to it. Like, I mostly eat at work if somebody fucks up.
Was my terrible Wendy's order before or after the last show?
After.
Oh, man. I fucking ordered from Wendy's last week on DoorDash, and I'm just like, because I wanted a Baconator. I'm like, I am in the mood for a Baconator. Let me order from Wendy's. And literally everything, the bun, the patty, the bacon was all fucking burnt. The cheese was not melted.
That's interesting.
Meanwhile, the fries were just like
Not good.
no, they were cold. They weren't, seasoned properly. What I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah.
But like, it was just like the worst fucking, possible. And then DoorDash and Wendy's, I tweeted to both of them. Neither of them responded, which is insane because like Wendy's gave me like 3 free meals because I had to wait I had to wait in line once. Like now I get a terrible fucking burger. They don't want to do shit. So
It's funny that you mentioned that it was burnt because there was this this not so little old lady who came in to pick up some assorted foods from Brando's in Niagara Falls. And, when she came in to pick up the food, she wasn't the most pleasant old lady, but that's fine. You don't have to be, whatever. Well, she came back in and I got to wait on her. She was miserable as fuck. She threw her food on the counter, said, "This is a great way for you to lose business." I'm like, what's wrong?
right?
Everything is burnt. She takes her dessert and she opens it up and I look at it and it is perfectly cooked. She's like, "This is burnt." I'm like, well, it's not supposed to look like you think it's supposed to look like, obviously. Like, she was expecting like light, they're like fried cheesecake bites. Like, they're fried. If you don't fry them enough, they're going to be frozen in the middle. So they're going to be a little crispy on the outside. These were done perfectly. They're burnt. And, she like literally threw this shit at me. Then she had a sub. And, we toast the sub rolls like most places do. Well, because it was toasted, it was burnt. I thought she was going to open up her sub and show me that her ham was burnt. I was so excited for this. But no, the toasted sub roll was burnt. And then I will give her this, the shrimp. If you're ordering seafood from a pizzeria, you're not doing the best things in life.
Right.
Okay. B, if you haven't noticed, the only people really willing to work for a low-paying job, like a kitchen job, seem to be 15, 16, 17 years old and never have had a job before.
Mm-hmm.
So, screaming at a 15-year-old kid because he burnt your shrimp, does that really seem like the most productive use of time and energy? No. I understand returning the food, but screaming and throwing the food. And my poor boss, like, I was like, "Norm, I'm not dealing with this. Like, this is you. I can't, I can't do this. I'm just going to laugh in her face, And so he starts like, "Ma'am, you don't have to be evil." Like, she wouldn't stop. And he told her she was evil.
I mean, the best way to get shit customer service is to be a dick about it.
Well, yeah, it's not even like she had like any patience. "We order from you all the time, and now this is unacceptable." Well, if you order from us all the time, the standards our food is at. And, you know that our food doesn't suck because you order here all the fucking time. Well, you know what? We're not really going to lose sleep over losing a customer who's going to come in and like throw things at us. We don't want your money. Go to fucking Jocko's.
That is the indicator of a real job. I come here all the time. If you hear that more than once a day at your job, that you have a real job. How's that?
Yeah,
How's that for a
Yeah,
definition? That's why OnlyFans isn't a real job, I guess.
Right.
That's why my job isn't. I come here all the time. I used to get that shit all the time in the hotel.
Oh my God.
I come here all the time. Like, no,
Really?
the fuck
I've never
you don't.
seen you before, and I work 40 hours.
I come here all the time, and the other night guy always gives me a discount. No, he doesn't. Yes, he does. Who's the other night guy? Well, I don't know his name. He's
Well, sounds like you're pretty tight.
or my favorite, because it was all males working at the front desk for a little while there. The girl I talked to on the phone. You didn't call here, dude. I don't know what to tell you.
That's funny.
You know, just entitled ass people, man.
Everybody thinks that they're special, and the truth is, I'm telling you all of this, everybody that's listening, as much as I love you, you're not fucking special. The rules apply to you as much as they apply to me or Joe or anybody else.
Speaking of not being special and not being a unique and beautiful snowflake, somebody on Twitter the other day said that Fight Club is a red flag movie.
A red flag movie. Now explain what this means.
Now, that apparently means that if somebody is a fan of the movie Fight Club, they say it's one of their favorite movies.
Okay.
That is a red flag. You need to get the fuck out and run away.
It's a really good story with some really good action and some really good visuals, and like, what the fuck's wrong with that movie?
Right? The problem with that movie is that there is a certain percentage of the fan base that idolizes Tyler Durden.
Oh, you mean like the angry white males like at Woodstock 99?
Right, we'll talk about Woodstock in a minute.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. But yes, angry white males who identify with Tyler Durden. That is, if they say, man, Fight Club's awesome, I love Tyler Durden. Yeah, sure, run the fuck away.
Right.
If they say, yeah, Fight Club's one of my favorite movies, that's not necessarily a negative. Fight Club's one of my favorite movies.
You know what would be a red flag to me?
Watched it the other night.
And this will bring it home for you. They're really into Dave Matthews Band.
Fuck.
Right? If we go to Jim's Steakout on Chippewa and they're like, fucking Jim Morrison, Dave Matthews, yeah, man, that's the standard for rock and roll. Okay, I'm out. I'm out.
I don't know if anybody's caught this this documentary we watched last night.
I've heard about it from some people.
The HBO Max Woodstock.
Peace, Love, and Rage.
Woodstock 99 documentary.
Yeah, it was. I didn't sit down for it, but what I caught was really good.
Because you were like, let's watch something, and I'm like, what do you want to watch? You know.
Well, I was thinking like an episode of like a cartoon or something because I had to get up and do shit. But you put on like something interesting that I wanted to sit down and watch, and I was like, all right, I'll pop in and out. You know, like I did. So I
was like, I'm gonna like. I don't feel like going to work right now. I don't have nothing to do for another 4 hours. Let's watch. I'm gonna watch. You said let's watch a documentary, so I'm like, let's watch that Woodstock documentary.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, there's one fucking guy in this documentary. I don't know if he's like head of security, or if he's a cop, or what the fuck ever,
Peace
right?
Patrol.
Whatever the fuck he was. But there's all these people, like, all this bad stuff was happening at this concert.
Yeah.
And this guy's like, well, there were only 10 rapes.
Right. That's like.
And he goes, I mean, the males shouldn't have been touching the females, but the females were walking around without clothes. Like, who the fuck is this fucking incel? Like, perpetuating rape culture over here.
Right.
There's only been 10.
There's only been 10 rapes. There's only been 10 rapes that were reported and taken seriously.
If you watch this documentary and you just pay attention to the footage while the bands are playing, you can see more than 10 sexual assaults.
Yeah.
Okay, and then this guy's like, well, I told Fred Durst he needed to go out and calm the crowd down. I didn't count on Fred Durst going out and getting on plywood and riding around in the crowd yelling, break things, break things, break.
Did you not know who Fred Durst was? Did you not know who you invited? I mean, he was probably just singing a song. You know, he's got a song about breaking shit.
Kevin's pointing out that the people who idolize Tyler Durden don't even get the point of the movie, and that's absolutely true. But anyway, but yeah, just, you know, it was just kind of, you know, this guy's trying to be like, everything went fine. Like,
yeah.
Yeah,
saying
okay.
exactly the opposite of everybody else that was interviewed.
Everything went fine until Fred Durst started telling people to break things.
Right. Nobody died before that. Nobody, you know.
The one point he
Oh
did
my
have, I don't even know if it was him that said this, but somebody told Anthony Kiedis, hey, you need to calm these people down, and he went out and played Fire by Jimi Hendrix.
That was silly.
Which is a staple of a Chili Peppers set. They've had it on, you know, they've released that on an album years and years and years ago. And so, you know, yeah, okay, you have a point. Maybe that wasn't the best song to play at that point, when the other fucking stage is burning down to the ground as we speak. But I mean, yeah, this one guy is just trying to contradict everything else.
Yeah, like all the footage, all the interviews.
Here's the other thing that bugged me about this documentary is the narration is talking about how exploitative the pay-per-view of Woodstock was, because you know, all the cameramen seem to only want to focus on the naked women.
Okay.
As they're just showing a series of clips of naked women. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, you're kind of defeating your own point here, dude.
Yep.
Like, yeah, I get where you're coming from, but you're doing literally the exact same thing as you're complaining about.
It's true. So Laura thinks that we should watch Home Alone 5.
Doesn't exist. It really, I literally was on Disney Plus the other day. It said, you might like Home Alone 1, you might like Home Alone 2, you might like Home Alone 3 and 4, but it didn't say shit about Home Alone 5. So as far as I know, that movie don't even exist.
Oh, man.
You know what you should watch? You should watch Up. I did a voiceover about the best, like the top like fictional dogs and their real life counterparts.
Okay.
And the first one was Doug from Up.
Okay.
I sent you a clip of that. I was reading about Snoopy at number 3.
Oh, yeah. I saw the Snoopy thing. I didn't.
Well, I only sent you just like it only let me
know
record.
What the context was.
Only let me record like 20 seconds.
Yeah.
But
it was very out of nowhere.
I mean, we know about beagles, so
yeah. Oh my gosh, I got chased by a beagle after work the other day.
Did you?
Yeah, it was like really fucking old. And like its owner was like yelling after it, like, "Arr." I'm like, it's okay, it's a beagle. But then it kept running.
Remember, Karina gets $5 if she watches Up. So we've got a band, Skulking Ghost. She said they're playing somewhere this week.
They are playing at Nietzsche's on tomorrow with Tortoise Forest and Sonic Wranglers. It starts at 8.
So sometimes you give me bands and I have to struggle to find music, or they don't have great quality music. And this is this is you know, not saying that the music is bad, just
not the best quality production.
The best I could find was a live album recorded at Nietzsche's, if I recall correctly. Mm-hmm. But this is Skulking Ghost, and this song is called Self-Loathing Slow Dance.
Aww.
And here it is on All WNY ThinkSoJoE Show.
Okay, yeah. You'll probably get it. If this song is about you, you'll know. Who's gonna choke the life out of you when I'm gone? Who's gonna take bites out of you after I've moved on? I might be kind of an asshole. You can leave whenever you want, but who's gonna choke the life out of you when I'm gone away? But I'd love to put you in my cage. worthless if it's not me. Think of me when you've got no more bruises to hide. When your collar falls into disuse and all of your mascara streaks have dried. It's a shame that's the end of our lust affair, but we've got to go our separate ways. You need stability, and I need a change. I don't miss you, but I'd love to keep you in chains. But I wonder if we went back, would it be the same? Oh, who's gonna spit in your face and call you worthless if it's not your daddy?
All right, that was Skulking Coast on all WNY Think So Joe show.
What was the name of that song?
That song was called Self-Loathing Slow Dance.
That was pretty dark.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But you can catch them at Nietzsche's tomorrow night at 8.
Yep.
I don't know how much the cover is. I think it's usually 5 or 7 there.
So during the song break,
Yes.
you said,
Something I regret already. If you guys take up a collection and reach $50 collectively for charity, I will watch up. But you guys have to do it in like 2 weeks.
tips.thinksojoe.com.
Starting next week. How about if we give it until October 1st?
Okay.
Okay. Tips.thinksojoe.com and I'll watch up.
Starting now or starting next week?
Starting now.
Starting now. Tips.thinksojoe.com.
It's for charity. Well, it'll go to Jericho Road or something.
We hit $50 at the end of next month. You'll watch up.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
If you want to give me $5 for myself, though, I'll take it. To buy tissues.
We won't get the DVD from a certain 80s pop singer because he won't give it to us.
Shut the fuck.
Anyway. So
reactions. Anybody? Is anybody listening?
neighbors are outside.
The neighbors are having a party.
They're having a... sure, our landlady invited anybody that wants to go swimming to come over.
Oh, that's really nice. I wish we had bathing suits.
She's been doing that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, well,
is that a Wednesday thing?
No, she's just been doing that all the time.
I don't look out the window.
Yeah,
I don't.
I'm friends with her on Facebook, so I see her
Oh.
posts all the time. Who wants to come swimming?
Oh, okay.
If anybody needs the pool today, it's open.
That's nice.
I was looking out there earlier. I'm like, man, that water looks blue. Too bad I just got a tattoo a couple of weeks ago and can't go swimming.
You rhymed. That water is blue. Too bad I just got a tattoo. Kevin, you can use those as lyrics.
Anyway.
Yeah. So tips.thinksojoe.com and I will watch up if you guys get $50 by October 1st.
Sure. We could maybe like even set up a donation thing.
We don't really need to do
We
that.
could do that. We could. Anyway.
Yeah, I can't believe I just did that.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
I'll tell you what, if it gets to 100, not only will she watch Up, I'll watch Home Alone 5.
Oh, okay. It's on.
Well, I'll watch Home Alone 5. I'll shoot a reaction video.
Okay, dude, there's no reaction video to Up. No.
You sound like my mom when we gave her her birthday present
Yeah,
last year.
I know. That was funny. But seriously, if you want to see me cry, suck a fart on my ass. You can't. I don't.
Anyway,
Yeah. So,
yeah.
what else did we do this weekend? I worked.
You worked.
You
I
watched SummerSlam.
I did. I watched AEW Rampage on Friday.
Yeah.
Watched CM Punk break the internet again. Pro Wrestling Tees just implemented a queue system now, so if they get to a certain amount of people on the website, you have to wait in a virtual line.
That's crazy.
Because CM Punk sold so many T-shirts. He's got the #1 selling T-shirt of all time on Pro Wrestling Tees. And he did it in 72 hours.
Good for him.
A day after Roman Reigns said he's not as good or as over as he thinks he is. Yeah, I guess though that aged well.
Right.
The fuck is going on out there now?
I don't know. So I went into work super early. I usually go in at 4. Well, I usually go in at like 3:30 because I know the people before me aren't really doing their job. And I know they're not listening, so I can say that. So I want to pick up the slack and get it ready for my dinner rush. Well, I got scheduled for noon because it was a Bills home game. And we were like, oh, we're going to be so busy. Well, we weren't so busy. We were pretty fucking dead. And then my boss was like, oh, but SummerSlam. I'm like, oh, but that never picks up. I'm like, I think you're just excited about SummerSlam. And I think he was, but also upset
Why?
because
Seriously, why?
he's a wrestling fan like you.
I wasn't excited about SummerSlam. I'm like,
but
oh, look,
I thought
pay-per-view.
you watched it.
I did. I watched it on the projector. I'm just like, okay, SummerSlam.
A Serbian film, is that the title of a film, or are you saying like a random Serbian film?
I mean, I was happy that Becky Lynch came back.
Yeah,
That was something.
yeah.
But I mean, like, after Friday, I'm like, what the fuck is WWE possibly going to do on Saturday that's going to be like, ooh, I need to see this?
Yeah.
And they did nothing. So, you know,
I'm sure they tried their best.
I'll tell you, we have DVR now, so I'm able to like record stuff.
Right.
So like Monday, you weren't home. I slept. I went to sleep. I woke up at 7. I still had some work to do, and I wanted to get at least one of the jobs I had to do done. So I rolled out of bed around 7. I procrastinated till about 8:30. Finally jumped in the booth and recorded. I put on Monday Night Raw at 9:40. I finished the entire show in 80 minutes and was still sitting there during the last segment like, is this fucking over yet?
Well, I'm sorry
But
you have to watch that.
I get paid to watch wrestling,
Yeah,
so,
that sucks.
you know, it's a real job.
Yeah. Kevin, is that the title of a film? What is going on with a Serbian film?
I've been paid to like stay at a wrestling show, basically.
Yeah, and record a little bit of it.
Just if there's anything after the show, you know, get me footage of it and I'll pay you. Like, okay, cool. So I'm sitting there like this. You know, oh no, they needed it. So I'm sitting there like this,
Yeah.
just like trying to make sure security's not about to kick me out. You know,
Right.
it's the title.
That's the
says.
title. Okay, what is this movie about? Do I want to watch it?
Let's find out. Serbian film. Is a Serbian horror film produced and directed by
Names don't
foreign
matter.
name in his feature film debut. He also co-wrote the film with
Names don't matter.
and it tells the story of a financially struggling porn star who
Oh.
agrees to participate in an art film only to discover that he has been drafted into a snuff film with pedophilic and necrophilic themes. The film stars Serbian actors.
Names don't matter.
Right.
I would watch that.
It received substantial attention and controversy for its graphic violence and sexual content. The film has been banned in Spain, Australia, New Zealand, Malaysia, Norway, and was temporarily banned from screening in Brazil.
I would watch that.
Is it in, like, what's...
Subtitles
language?
or what?
It says English, so probably dubbed.
Okay. I would rather watch subtitles, I think.
I mean,
Than bad
I watch
English
everything with
dubbing.
subtitles anyway because, like, when I go to bed, you're like, turn that down. And I'm like, now I can't hear it over the air conditioner.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Anyway. I know what volume to keep my stuff at.
Yeah,
You got me trained well.
I did what I could. So,
Yeah.
I think all the monsters are giving me chest pains.
I was supposed to drink one of those this week, you know.
Oh, were you? I only have this flavor.
I forgot all about it. Oh, well. Too late now. I would have done it, like, throughout the show.
Here. It's gone.
Yeah. I would have done it, like, throughout the show if I would have remembered.
Yeah.
I went and watched the last episode Brian was on because
yeah?
I made ThinkSoJoE.com.
Yeah.
Basically because we're going to do stickers, and I wanted somewhere more direct to send people to from the stickers. So it's like,
Then a YouTube channel or whatever.
yeah, like, so it's just like, you know, if I just do ThinkSoJoE.com, then they can just go there and all the videos are there. And so I was on there and I'm like, hey, there's the last episode Brian was on. And I sat there and I watched the whole 2 hours of that while I was editing stuff. And it's just like, you know, we're having conversations about, you know, records and, you know, bands and stuff. And just, you know, he's talking about his top 10 records.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, man, you know, this conversation, I should have listened to this before the memorial.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But I think, like, everything that he mentioned was, like, albums that we put on that playlist.
Right.
So, you know,
Yeah.
but, yeah, you know, it occurred to me when we were at Art Park, like, the list of places I can say, hey, the last time I was here with Brian is only going to get smaller.
Yeah.
So, like, the last time I was at Art Park before that show was Blink with Brian,
Yeah.
where I've told that story where he's telling everybody I'm 47 and this kid's like, I just turned 18. And I'm like, I saw them a week before you were born, dude.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So, anyway.
Yeah. My life lately just consists of pizza. It's really not that exciting. You know what the most exciting part of it is that we make our own blue cheese.
My life for the past week has basically consisted of sitting in my booth.
Yeah.
I've been super busy. I have a guy this morning go, well, can you tell me what your new hours are? Because my hours are usually like midnight to like 4 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't been doing any of his shit during those hours.
Oh.
So can you tell me what your new hours are so I can better prepare? I'm like, dude, my hours haven't changed. Just my workload has. So
Yeah.
I'm getting to you as I can. Like, so, you know.
If you want to jump up in the queue, you can always pay an extra.
It's one of Brian's old clients. So it's
Oh.
like he pays me afterward.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just sitting here like, and I promised him 24-hour delivery. And I can't do that when everybody's asking for 24-hour delivery.
True.
And I've got, 14,000 word jobs to do.
Yeah.
I did 14,000 words total one night, Saturday night. And then Sunday night, my first job was 14,000 words. So I'm
Ouch.
like, jeez.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's going to be a good paycheck.
Right. And it'll be just in time for rent.
A couple of weeks from now. Yeah. No.
No.
It'll be in the middle of next month.
I just,
It's only her phone. As usual, only her phone.
Just my phone. I have insurance. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we are working on booking a few shows and getting some promotion going for a few shows, including but not limited to Halloween weekend. We are also booking a December charity show. We haven't done a charity show in a long ass time.
It's been a while, yeah.
I mean, at least since pandemic.
Yeah.
It's going to be similar to our holiday ska shows that we did before, but it might not be all ska because there's not that many ska bands that are available. But we want to make it danceable. If you guys are listening and you're in a band and you're, thinking I'd like to play out, hit us up. Or we'll find you, but make it easier for us, would you?
If you are in a band and are thinking, I would not like to play out, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you in a band?
I live for the studio life.
Yeah, right. Anyway. I'm a little bummed that Inherent Vice's last show is a week and a half from now.
I'm super bummed, but I'm also really glad that I'm going to be there for it.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, but like it sucks because they're always getting better every time you see them.
It's so true. It's so true.
And unfortunately, they're just not going to exist anymore. Yeah. That's,
I mean, there's always the next step, maybe they'll go off and do other projects.
And then we've got XM Priory on this show who are teasing something that this is the end of the beginning, whatever that means.
Right.
I mean, I think I know what that means, but I'm not allowed to say anything. So yeah. Anyway.
And we have Poison and Prose.
Yes.
And we have Toki Monsters who just played.
With Inherent Vice.
Yes.
At Milky's the other night. Yep.
Yes.
I felt bad because Joe, I think, texted you Saturday or Sunday or something. Sunday. He texted you, and you're like,
yeah.
You asked me. I'm like, tell him I'll get back to him.
I was like, wrestling's on.
And then, that's right, he texted you during SummerSlam because you came home during SummerSlam. And I'm like, I'll get back to him. And he texted me the next day as we're on the way to Rancid. And I'm just like,
yep.
I'm like, dude, I just left him on unread. Like, I didn't even like open the message. I'm like, I'll just get back to him when I can. I finally got back to him Tuesday.
Yeah.
Kevin says, get Velvet Bethany, very danceable, super danceable. I saw them.
Look into that.
Saw them a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. Who were they with Over and Out?
Yeah.
Okay. What did you think?
I will agree.
Yeah. Okay. I'll reach out to him. Thank you, Kevin.
Saw them a couple of weeks ago.
I have no pen to write this down. Can I have a sticky note and a pen?
Here's the sticky notes.
I got the sticky notes.
Here's a pen.
I got the pen.
Anyway, I saw those pens at they sell them at $5 Below if I ever run out.
That's good to know, but you have a big pack of them, don't you?
I do have a big pack of them. I don't got to worry about running out anytime soon. I'm almost out of stamps, I'll tell you that much.
Well, it's okay because you're going to subscribe to stamps.com, are you not?
I think I am because I have to mail shit out every week anyway, so I might as well, if I can do media mail through them, it makes more sense
It would save you some trouble.
Than having to go to the post office to mail out CDs, like, or records if I sell any records. Mm-hmm. Which I've only got one up on Discogs right now for sale.
What is it?
ZhuZhu.
Oh, that one.
Yeah. I don't know. I have a bunch of records over here I haven't listened to yet from my vinyl.org subscription.
Oh.
I've listened to the most recent 3 that I got, which I got over the weekend.
Okay.
But I haven't listened to the previous 3 I got.
Okay.
But the 3 that I got this time, they at least got all the bands right in their note to me. One of the albums was a different album from the same band, but like...
They start off so good.
But then, like, last month, none of them were the right ones. So I'm just like, I don't know if any of this is, like, catered to me at all.
Right. They might have just grabbed some random shit off the shelf.
So I haven't, like, had the desire to put them on and listen to them. Yeah. But what I got this week was pretty good. I actually picked one of the albums.
What was it?
Was by a band called Pony, who are a female-fronted, like, they have, like, a kind of 90s vibe to them.
Okay.
I was listening to them a little bit, and
Some Riot Girl vibes.
I don't know, it was somewhere around there, but like I put the record on, right?
Yeah.
And I dropped the needle and I hit play, and
This is when you were telling me.
I'm sitting here and I'm listening to, like, what is this fucking The Cure bullshit that I'm listening to right now? I thought this was like a female-fronted, like, poppy rock band. Why am I listening to some Cure-sounding bullshit? And then I realized, wait a second, and I hit the 45 button, and then it sounds like it's supposed to sound, and I'm like, is it that hard to write 45 RPM somewhere on the packaging or on the label or something?
Yeah.
Like, could you not find a place to indicate that this record, that is a 12-inch record that should play at 33 RPM, plays at 45? And
They
that's not
wanted you to figure it out the way you figured it out.
and that's not even the first record I've gotten that was like that. I've got a album called Salt to Taste by an album called Suck Brick Kid, who are really good. I think they're out of Jersey, if I recall correctly. Really like the album, but when I first put it on, it's like, this doesn't sound right. And then I had to hit the 40, but it said nowhere on there did it say 45 RPM. And it's not like the green Jello thing a couple of weeks ago where it was like hidden and I just couldn't see it because of bad lighting. It was like, no, this actually does literally not say 45 RPM anywhere on it.
Okay.
So, like, if I didn't know that was supposed to be a female-fronted, like, upbeat rock group, I would have been like, why the fuck did they send me a band clearly inspired by the fucking Cure? So that's it is what it is, I guess. I don't know, but yeah.
What else did you get that you haven't listened to yet?
Well, no, I listened to all three. Well, I listened to like half of the other two because I listened to like one side of each.
Okay.
Before I was like, okay, I have stuff to do. One was Jeff the Brotherhood live at Third Man Studios.
How was that?
Which is actually pretty good.
What kind of music?
I couldn't tell you. It was yesterday I listened to that. Anyway, I listened to it. I'm like, people talk about this band. I've heard of this band. And also Third Man Records. Like, I trust Third Man Records because that's Jack White's label.
Oh, okay. Way more your thing than my thing.
And so I'm like, I trust this. It was more Brian's thing than my thing.
Right.
But everything I've ever gotten from Third Man Records has been like, ooh, this is actually really good. Yeah. Packaging's really well done. There's the pressings are really good. So I'm like, this is actually not going to be bad. It was them playing live at Third Man Records. It was actually pretty decent. And then I don't know what the other one was, Snow something or other. And it's like, we sent you this album. And then it's like, but if you sent me whatever this is, why does it say something completely different all down the side of the artwork and on the back of the record, on the back of the jacket? Like,
that is pretty suspicious.
So I looked and I found out that they do have an album titled whatever it was they said they sent me, but that the record I had was in fact this other record. So it's like, okay,
that's funny.
Close enough.
Yeah.
As opposed to the last 2 months, close enough. Yeah. Close enough to what you said you sent me for me to be like, okay, cool. This might be something I want to listen to. I don't hate The Cure. It's just, I don't want to, I'm not going to go out and buy The Cure.
I feel like I have to be in the mood for The Cure or in the mood for not ska to listen to The Cure. And we all know how much that happens.
If I'm going to listen to anything called Cure, it's going to be the song from Metallica's Load called Cure. And I don't even like that song. So it's like the worst song on that album.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sure somebody will comment and argue with me on that, but yeah, I just, it's not that I don't like The Cure. I just am not going to go buy their albums. I'm not like a huge, like, I'm not going to, if like I hear a song of theirs on the radio, I'm not going to like instantly reach for the dial. You know what I mean? Like I'm just not going to pick it for myself.
I could see you being in the right mood, hearing The Cure on the radio and being like, I have to get this on vinyl.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
Probably
I could see it happen if you're in the right mood and you hear.
You know
it
what
on
I'm waiting on
radio.
now? I'm waiting on. So I've got now all the Green Jello like studio albums.
Yeah.
And I knew I had to get this. I'm waiting on it now. It is Green Jello with Hulk Hogan and the wrestling boot trash can band or whatever the fuck it was called. And the song's called Leader of the Band. I got the 7-inch single coming.
I am excited to hear that.
I'm super excited about that. I didn't even know it existed until I became friends with Bill Manspeaker on Facebook a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And he was like going through stuff and told the story of how that record happened. And I come to find out Hulk Hogan was in town. You were doing your thing in Burt, and I had the show at Good Bar. And Hulk Hogan was in town because he was doing the Nickel City Comic Con or whatever. And so we're jokingly, like we do, like, hey, Hulk Hogan, if you're looking for something to do, come on down to Good Bar. And I even told the door guy, I said, hey, we jokingly invited Hulk Hogan to come. If he shows up, let him in. But we jokingly invite celebrities to shows. It's been a regular thing. Like specifically, like we did the John Stamos birthday bash.
That's right.
And invited John Stamos, which we'll talk about John Stamos in a minute too. But Bill, I guess Green Jello was also playing somewhere around town and had arranged for Hulk Hogan to come and play this song with them, and he never showed up.
What?
Yeah.
What a bitch.
Yeah. How cool would that have been, though, to be at a Green Jello show and all of a sudden Hulk Hogan's up there? I'm the leader of the band, I am.
He couldn't handle it. He probably just was afraid.
Maybe stage fright.
Stage fright, right? He's never been on stage.
He's never been in front of
dozens of people before.
He's never been in front of a crowd the size of fucking Riverworks before.
Yeah.
He's not body slamming the 10,000-pound Andre the Giant in front of 6 million fans at Pontiac Silverdome, brother.
There's another cook at Brando's, and we call him Big Mike because there's like 7 Mikes that work there, and he's the biggest one. As far as like tallest and like beefiest, and like anything that he ever asks for you to do, or like whenever he acknowledges you asking him something to do, he always answers it like he's Hulk Hogan. He's or Macho Man. I don't know. It's always brother, and I'm like, dude, like I always think like I wish Joe was here because you would like keep it going, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't know any wrestling jokes, but you could. I don't know if you would, but you could.
I don't know. I got questioned. Somebody posted something about wrestling fans in a wrestling group. And I was like, yeah, I hate wrestling fans. And they're like, why are you in this group? Like, I like wrestling.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I don't, but this is why I don't comment on anything in this group. I like the posts, but I don't comment because I don't want to deal with you fucking idiots.
Right.
Wrestling fans are like, they think you have to choose one side or the other. Like, what the fuck is that shit? Like, one's on Mondays and Fridays and Tuesdays, the other's on Wednesdays and then at a different time on Fridays. Like, you can watch both. It's not even hard.
I don't know what to tell you.
And then if you got nothing to do on Thursday, there's another show you can watch from a different company.
There you go.
Which is better than the crap that's on Mondays. But anyway.
So besides wrestling, let's talk about, what happened in the Bills game? Did they win?
Yes, I think.
They did?
I don't know. Did they?
Does anybody know? Did the Bills win?
The Niners won.
Good for the Niners.
I think the Bills did win.
Does anybody know?
I was busy during the game, so I didn't see how many people were posting Super Bowl to
Right.
indicate if they were winning or not.
Right.
But
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Well, moving on.
Yes, moving on to a song break.
Oh, already?
Yeah, it's that time. It's
having
that
so
time.
much
We've got Zquint.
I
This
like
is
the
another
name
band.
of this band.
We talked about this before we played the last song. You give me bands sometimes
Yes.
that don't have great recordings.
But I see that they're playing, and I feel like it's really important that people know that they're playing.
They've apparently been working on an album for like the last 2 years, from what I gather from their Facebook page.
Okay.
But right now, what they've got is a few demos.
All right.
So I went with the most recent demo.
Okay.
And this song is called Leave It Up to Me on All WNY ThinkSoJoE Show. This is Zquint.
Word.
Just a little laugh with like giggle. Ha!
All right. That was Zquint. Song called Leave It Up to Me.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah. I think there was supposed to be lyrics. I think. I don't know.
I don't know. It was pretty cool.
It's like skipping through the demo. Like, is there like lyrics anywhere? Like, what's I don't. But I mean, the music was cool.
Yeah, I dig it.
Anyway,
Yeah. So
was that your phone again?
that was my phone.
I remembered to turn the AC off before we came back
I know.
this time.
I know.
Anyway.
Gold star, Joe.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have 6 asshole cats. Why don't we talk about them for a minute?
Okay. What do you want to talk about?
I don't know. I'm really over wrestling.
Yeah, me too. Anyway,
Um,
WWE wrestling. Anyway, especially the crap on Mondays. But so cats, yeah. What about them?
I don't know. They're assholes.
Okay, we have 6 asshole
Squirrel,
cats.
Squirrel's been super cute lately, and so has Gibson. They have both been like, I want pets all day, every day. I'm in your face. I want pets. It's almost too much.
I'm like, I come home from the Rancid show and we lay down, and I'm wearing like cut off shirt, like
Yeah.
because it was hot,
It was like 1,000,000 degrees.
and I'm like laying down. And I lay down for like 5 seconds before I get scratched right across the back.
By a parkour Reese.
Yeah.
She was just playing. She was having a great time by herself because she doesn't play well with others. Apparently, you got in the way.
I'm like, am I bleeding?
And you were just a little. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Sylvester is still afraid of me.
Yeah.
Tigger. I think Tigger needs to go to the doctor.
Take him.
Yeah.
Call him up
Yeah, we got
next week. Take
He's
him
he's just kind of acting old. I don't like it.
He is old though.
I know, but I don't want him to act it or feel it or anything, you know? Like, if there's something that we can do to make him not feel like an old man, I don't know. And I don't know what helps you not feel old. Some aspirin or something.
I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, his injections that we used to do.
Somebody tell me what it takes to not feel old.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yes.
Especially I go to these shows, these kids are younger and younger and younger. I'm just like, how am I this much older than the average age of this crowd?
Mm-hmm. We're like their parents' ages.
I gotta say though, most of the people at Rancid were probably like our age.
Yeah, most of them were. Yeah, most of them were about our age. It seems like there weren't a lot of kids, but I feel like at Bayside and the Bomb Pops, there's going to be more kids.
Probably.
And Hawthorne Heights. Well, they'll be kids to us.
But I was gonna say, like, Bayside and Bomb Pops were popular like 15, 20 years ago now.
Well, yeah, and Hawthorne Heights like 15 years ago.
Bayside and Hawthorne Heights, rather, is what I meant. Senses fail. Like, but like the Bomb Pops are like popular now.
Okay.
Popular-ish now.
Popular-ish, but to who?
I don't know. I
like
mean, like
13-year-old girls, or
I don't know.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out.
I don't know. YouTube just recommended them to me, and I'm just like, what's this? Like, hey, this is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
And I bought 2 of their vinyl, and Brian's like, you're just copying me.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I didn't even know you had, I didn't even know you've ever heard of this band, let alone owned a couple of their vinyl. Like, I bought them because YouTube was like, hey, you might like this band because you're watching all these Masked Intruder videos.
Yeah. Yep.
So, yeah.
So, like,
Excited.
other than Metallica, what show are you looking forward to the most that we're going to this season? I'm sure Metallica is like...
What are we all going to? We got Bayside and the Bomb Pops. We got Flogging Molly, Violent Femmes, Me First and the Gimme Gimmes. Anti-Flag with Dull Skin and Bad Cop, Bad Cop.
Yeah.
Easily Bad Religion, Alkaline Trio.
Okay.
Like that's got to be the one.
Okay. I feel like I'm looking forward to seeing Anti-Flag the most.
I think Bad Religion for me.
I really am excited to see Bad Religion. I don't really care about Alkaline Trio. I never got into them. I hear great things about them, but like I couldn't be like, hey, this is that band.
I know a song by them, and I've seen Matt Skiba twice in concert. So
yeah, yeah,
both times with Brian.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Yeah.
So the anniversary of one of those Blink shows was yesterday that Brian and I went to at Darien Lake. That was the show, by the way, where I really began to loathe the fucking Isley Brothers. Because it's like, guys, there's a band from the 90s playing. Shut up with your 50s bullshit. They're trying to play a show. They're not trying to listen to you and root for your fucking football team, okay? They're from California. They got real football teams where they're from. Teams that have actually won Super Bowls. I digress.
Are you done?
Yes.
Okay. I was just checking. I didn't want to. Let's see. The Undertaker-oo.
Hi, how's it going?
Hi,
How's the show?
Undertaker-oo.
Show's going okay. Thank you.
It would have been much better if you were here sooner, Undertaker-oo.
Anyway.
I just farted.
That's how the show's going.
One of my new favorite pastimes, my old new favorite pastimes, is crop dusting people at work. That seems to be when I'm most gaseous.
I had a whole conversation about that on
yeah.
on the way back to the car after Rancid.
Yeah, it's because I farted. I feel like because I mostly live on Monster energy drinks and Diet Coke with an occasional slice of pizza, I can tell you I am absolutely belching more than I used to. As far as the ass rips, I don't know if there's a correlation, but there seems to be. Either way, I'm having a great time at work. My coworkers, however, think there's a plumbing issue. I don't really know if they think there's a plumbing issue. But I really do crop dust them like every chance I get.
You knocked a magnet down.
Magnets are cool.
How in the fuck do they work? Hey, Violent J of Insane Clown Posse having issues with heart failure.
That is crazy. These people can't keep getting sick and old and dropping dead.
Don't drink Pepsi 3 times a day because 16 farts. I digress. Anyway.
We're not sponsored.
No. Not at all. And I've been drinking water throughout this show.
It would be Monster for sure. We would aim for the caffeine.
I was drinking water earlier in the show. You missed it. Anyway. Yeah, I don't have the timer up for when we need to get out of here. I need to get that back.
13:30.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So
do you think
so crop dusting? Yeah, we got in this conversation.
Yes.
With me, you, and your cousin and Weasel.
And Death Weasel.
And the people walking alongside us were like, "This is the best overheard conversation ever."
Oh, I forgot about that. Had I not been in the middle of farting, I probably would have made friends with them.
Probably.
I didn't feel like it was fair to bring that over to strangers.
They knew what the deal was.
That's a you problem.
They knew what the deal was.
They didn't disagree.
No, they didn't.
No, not at all.
They did kind of cringe when your cousin said that he likes to do it down the toy aisle.
They did. You draw a line, Dave will cross it.
Sure.
That's how that works. That's my family. Yeah. But it was really cool to go over to Dave's house. It was my first time seeing his new house. It's not that new, really. I got to meet his dogs. We got to meet his dogs. They were neat.
And his cat.
His cat was beautiful. It's a rag doll. So yeah, beautiful cat, kind of a sassy pants. Didn't really want much to do with us. But Brooke, the dog. What kind of dog was that?
I don't know.
It's a fucking dog.
I don't know shit about dog breeds.
It's a big one. It's got a snout and shit. It was so cool. She's less than a year old, I want to say. And so she's got like lots of energy, but she's really well behaved and really socialized. So she's not scary. Sometimes bigger dogs like that are scary. Like I grew up with cats. I don't know what the fuck to do with dogs.
Right.
You treat them so different. But then they had this little roast beef.
Right.
Ham sandwich of a dog. It's like that big, but fat. And, yeah, that one was cool too, but Brooke was Brooke was a cool dog. She was like all up in my shit, but not in a like intrusive way.
Right.
She was just like really happy that there were friends over. I don't know. And then I got to watch the kids, my cousin's kids, try and comprehend. Like, you know how this person is your cousin? Well, Karina is daddy's cousin. What? Mind blown. Like, kids are so cool sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, just like everything makes them think, and like their thought processes are just so innocent.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And like Tori, she's a little wild woman. I can't wait to spend more time with these kids and see what they grow up to be. I don't know.
That was cool getting to hang out with people I don't usually get to like hang out with outside of shows.
Yeah.
That's always fun to me. Like when I went to Providence, like to Foxborough for Metallica with like
Right.
Jason and Drew from The Long Cold Dark. Like these are dudes that I know from shows.
Right.
I don't really hang out with them often outside of shows. So like to get to like hang with them
Yeah.
and just, you know, spend a couple of days just hanging out with them instead of like, you know, okay, we got to get up on stage and get our shit going. You know, like
Yeah.
that was always, that was pretty cool, you know? And like, it's always cool to, you know, when I see show friends and get to hang out with them outside of you know, a music venue,
Yeah.
you know, trying to hang out with those dudes in San Francisco.
I
Cause they're
hope
gone.
you get to. That would be cool. But like I said, be careful because as much as I am trying to save up for your trip, I do not plan to have bail money. Bail bonds.
What was I supposed to get arrested for? I forget.
I don't fucking remember.
I don't know.
You'll get arrested for something.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll be in San Francisco, man. I'll be beloved in San Francisco.
Yeah.
I feel like I should be in San Francisco all the
you?
time. I mean, my favorite band's from San Francisco.
Okay.
My favorite football team's from San Francisco.
Okay.
And for a while, one of my favorite TV shows was from San Francisco.
Are you talking about Full House?
I am talking about Mythbusters.
Oh, okay.
So,
Well, I respect that more than Full House.
I mean, I wonder how well, like, if I just went around yelling Bob Saget, how well that would go in San Francisco.
Oh man.
Speaking of Bob Saget.
Steve Kelly was like
Drunk?
the main attraction when Rancid was playing. Well,
We're-
in the parking lot first.
Yeah.
Okay, we see some dude in a vest, whatever, with a remote control car. That's cool. No, that's Steve Kelly with
Yep.
a remote control car.
Yep.
So I jumped out of the car and yelled Bob Saget, and he didn't hear me. But that's okay. He had a remote control car, and then we saw him when Rancid was playing.
So he walks up to the gate, and I have dealt with Art Park security over the same shit, right? Where like you're not allowed to be on like those
you can't-
concrete areas.
That's a walking pathway.
Those are for walking only. You cannot be standing there watching the show. I had to deal with that all through like the Megadeth show.
Yeah.
Because we kept inadvertently stepping on the the path, and security. You got to move, dude. You got to move.
Yeah.
So Steve walks up to the gate, and he's standing there leaning on the gate. They tell him, dude, you got to move. He moves.
Yes, he did.
He moves right back.
Yes, he did.
We watched this happen 3 or 4 times.
At least 4 times.
Before he finally saw us. Saw us. We were we're with Dave
with
and
Ghetto
and
Steve
Weasel and Ghetto Steve and Andrew from Johnny Revolting was right in the area with us. So, you know, Steve Kelly comes up, starts hanging out with us for a few minutes.
Yeah.
And like through a good 2 or 3 songs,
Yeah.
he's up there just hanging with us. And then he finally says,
He looks me dead in the face. He's like, I had a date. I should probably find my date. He's like, this like realization comes over him, like he lost his date. He takes off in one direction. We look over, his date's standing right over there in the other direction.
I think that was his date because
I
that was
think
the
it
girl
that
he
was
was
the girl
hanging
that
out
he
with.
was, yeah.
So
we saw
that he
him
kept
with.
getting booted away from the gate with. So I think he just went the wrong way. I saw a picture
But
of
I'm
him.
sure he had adventures.
I saw a picture of him later. He found Zany.
I can't believe we didn't. There's so many people we didn't see.
Yeah. You know, so I guess either your cousin or Weasel, one of them saw him like send somebody to go get him another beer because obviously by this point they must have cut him off.
Oh.
Which is why he would
I
have
could
to
see
send
that
somebody
happening.
to go get. But yeah,
I would have gotten him a beer. I would have. He was still under control for Steve Kelly.
I mean, that was halfway through the show, though. Like,
I know.
this was later on in the night.
I
That
know.
apparently, like when you were going to the bathroom and I was like waiting for you. I guess they saw him, like somebody go buy him a beer or attempt to buy him a beer. I don't know if they ended up getting it. But yeah, he was
drunk.
It was Steve Kelly being Steve Kelly.
It was a classic Steve Kelly moment.
Yeah, I love Steve. I don't mean to. I'm not saying this is like a negative towards him. You know what I mean? But like, you know.
Well, when we first saw him, I yelled Steve in the venue. I yelled Steve Kelly, and Ghetto Steve turns around. I'm like, it's like bingo. It was like, you know, it was kind of like name a band. There's somebody from that band in this venue right now. We saw some of Working Class Stiffs. We saw some of Urban Achievers. Who else did we see?
Toy Box Brigade.
Toy Box Brigade, yes. Gosh. It just seems like everybody was there.
Yeah, there was a lot of
If you
people
missed
there.
that show, I feel bad for you if you're into this music. Because it really was very good.
It was it was really well, like, you know, I didn't feel unsafe.
No, I didn't either.
You know,
It
like,
wasn't overpacked.
no, it wasn't like the Blink shows from, you know, that Brian and I went to. It was like they limited the amount of tickets that they sold because they wanted to have enough room for people to have some space and move around. So like we weren't all packed in. You know, we were able to like get around and
some people were wearing their masks. Some people
I didn't see anybody wearing them.
I did. I saw some people wearing masks, but they were really cool about it. They weren't actually masks. They were like bandanas and shit, so it
Yeah.
didn't look out of place.
Right.
Some of the staff I feel like was wearing masks.
Probably.
But, I don't know, like it
I
didn't feel unsafe.
No,
like,
I didn't feel uncomfortable at all, which is
it's
huge.
Yeah.
Huge, especially if you didn't feel uncomfortable.
No,
that's
I
huge.
didn't. I didn't.
Nonpoint had actually posted like a couple of days later, like, how do you guys feel about going back to shows? And
Yeah.
I'm like, I just went to Rancid and I felt fine.
I think that it would depend on how the venue handles it because
Sure.
limiting the capacity, I think, was a great decision. I think that I think our park handled it well. Their staffing ratio to the audience ratio seemed safe.
I did find out in the meantime that as of right now, the Metallica show I'm going to in December is you have to be vaccinated to go. Which is like a rule in San Francisco
Right.
in general right now for indoor venues like entertainment venues and restaurants and bars and gyms. You have to be fully vaccinated,
Okay.
or they won't let you in. So that's you know, hopefully gonna ensure that this show happens.
Hopefully they will. I mean, I guess you can take your card with you, but it would be nice if they accepted something like the Excelsior Pass.
I'm gonna take the card anyway because I don't know if I can use the pass.
Truth
and
is, you
that's-
do have 2 copies of the card. You just don't know where one of them is.
I hope I still have 2 copies of the card because one might have accidentally got thrown out. That
Yeah.
might be where the other one ended up.
Yeah.
But I know where the one is. It's right next to the CM Punk autographed UFC card I got in the mail the other day.
How sweet is that?
One of my clients, Mr. Wrestle with Andy, he just hit 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, and as a gift for being a big part of that,
Yeah.
a big part of that journey, he bought me a CM Punk autographed UFC card that's been like, you know, authenticated.
Yeah, it's in a little case thing and whatnot.
So it's like I open it up. I'm like, this must be from Andy. So I messaged him like, is this from you? And then I sent him the job that I had to do for him, and he didn't answer me. And I was like, so was that CM Punk card from you? And he was like, yeah. I dude had a couple of them. Like,
That's cool.
oh, cool, man. I really appreciate it. And I put it up with there's a CM Punk action figure up on the shelf there too, and so
Oh yeah, I see.
Yeah, he's right next to himself. Anyway.
He is beside himself.
And it was funny because because the job that I was doing was about another wrestler whose action figure is on the shelf. A couple of them, actually.
Steve Austin?
No.
Is that who that is?
That is Steve Austin up there, but no, Demolition Crush right up in on the left in the middle of the.
Oh, okay. Hey, are you enjoying the stream? Tips are welcome. Tips.thinksojoe.com. If we accumulate between now and October 1st, $50 in tips, they will go to charity. They will go to charity anyways. And I'll watch Up. And if we get 100, Joe will watch Home Alone 5.
That is correct.
So, give us some tips, donate some money. You got some time, but
Real quick before we get out of here, I do want to say, so we did a video about the wrestler known as Crush. Mm-hmm. And then a couple of days later, I found out about the existence. Crush used to be in a tag team called Demolition, which is my favorite wrestling tag team of all time. Uh-huh. I've got Axe and Smash autographed action figures up there. I found out they have a children's coloring book.
No way.
I ordered the children's coloring book.
I am so glad you did.
Eleni DeGeorge, she's playing somewhere, I take it?
Fuck.
Hurry up, you got 10 seconds.
She is playing with Tim the Truth in Niagara Falls at the Evening Star, Saturday the 28th, starting at 6 p.m., $10 ahead of time, $12 at the door.
This is Eleni and the Uprising, and this song's called Quarantine on All WNY. Thanks to Joe Show. We'll see you next week.
Trapped in my house, nothing better to do than sit on my couch. Fever, sparking emotions, vomiting. Hands always feel dirty. Mask on your face in case no one behaves. Don't wanna be remembered this way. Quarantine. Nothing left on the shelf when you go.